very beginning, the main theme of the Open Innovations Forum this year is connected to game changers and their influence on the global economy. Who are the game changers?
I think that, first of all, the number one game changer in the coming years is actually the next phase of getting international. It used to be time when we had industrial innovations and factories and so forth, and Russians could do it in Russia and Finns could do it in Finland and Americans did it in America. But now, when most of the innovations, most of the game changers are actually knowledge businesses, people are moving between the borders like this. Nobody can stop the young talents and talents in general. So I think that the number one game changer is to understand the global markets. In most of the industries, every single innovation needs to be automatically designed for whole world. This was not the case when I was a teenager 20 years ago, or definitely not 40 years ago when I was born. So this is the number one issue. Then many of the technologies, innovations were available for limited people only. If you had to be living in California or you had to live in close to Nokia to have a mobile phones 15 years ago, now here in Moscow or anywhere in Russia, all the technologies are available all the time. So that is something that the kind of the elements, the innovations are available for everyone. That's definitely a game changer. I think I have been in several panel discussions in 10 years. What is the next gadget? What is the next device or tool? I don't believe, honestly, that in 10 years we will see a kind of a single new innovation who will get the Nobel Prize and patent it and will dominate the world. I think this world dominance by one technology. There might be something, but not like a big bang. Instead of those who will make money are those who are able to combine very quickly the knowledge and different innovations together and get it very fast to the market. This is something which is essential to understand that I just read a book about Haier Group from China. China is extremely top-down leadership, very, how do I say, old leadership style country. And suddenly Haier Group is making washing machines and becoming a world number one in that. And based on innovation, young talents and new leadership. It's washing machines, and they are doing billions and billions of money with that. I think it kind of underlines that nobody would think in Open Innovation Forum that washing machine would be somehow innovative or breakthrough. But still they are doing a lot of money, they have great talents and so forth. And it tells that those who can combine right technologies, right manufacturing, right leaders, and be very close with the consumers, customers, they can make a lot of difference.
Do you personally feel yourself like a game changer?
No, no. The fact is that I have been all my life with super talented people, and that's why, as an average person, I have tried to find always smarter to work with, and of course, if you team up with such a talents, if you put your time and energy to help them to grow, the outcome might be the game changer, but no individual person is a game changer. I think that is a kind of a mistake also to think that some Steve Jobs was so miracle guy that Russia needs a more Steve Jobs, or some individual could do it alone. Yes, we need leadership. We need leaders who believe on change. We need leaders who want to develop people, who has, let's say, a no-fear attitude to put them in the front line. But the game, who will be changing the game, it's the result of many actions, not by one individual.
Last year you were pretty active during the Open Innovations Forum. What was the most shocking for you about it?
First of all, I think the best discussions were definitely those where we had people who are actually in the very front line in the business. I honestly, I don't like discussions which are like artificials, like politicians talking to each other that this is important or is this important. Everybody understands that the future of any country, including Russia, is not with the commodities or oil price. It is how well this society can develop new startups, new companies, new innovations, and this whole ecosystem. And how to make it happen is to learn fast from others. Nobody knows it precisely how to do it, but you have to have bits and pieces all over the world, combine it, make a Russian way and make it happen. So those practical discussions are important. For Russians, Open Innovation Forum is important in a way that it's a good place in the very middle of Moscow to see different type of things, what is happening. I mean, different kind of innovation developed in Russia and to meet entrepreneurs and so forth, because every single Russian should understand what these innovations are all about, why these are important, not only for 2020, but already next year.
So this year, Finland, by the way, is the official partner country of the forum.
Yeah.
So how do you think that will influence the relationship between our countries?
Well, I was asked today that how I work in a team Finland. Well, I work now in team Russian Federation, so I'm the Finski coin of Russian Federation. But I think it's not only Finland. Finland can be just an example. It's not like that you can copy and paste ideas and so forth. But Finland is a great example about the country which, let's say 5 years ago, kind of invented the whole startup culture. Why it was happening only 5 years ago was because we had problems. Our big company Nokia had some problems. It caused to some free capacity to the economy. People lost jobs and so forth. And it looked all negative, but it actually generated that a lot of great people started their new businesses and new companies. In Russia, the same would happen if the oil price would be $40. Then there would be a lot of startups because it would kind of force people to think differently and start new business. And of course, I think what comes to the Open Innovation Forum, it's just to understand what kind of elements, best practices, but also failures can be learned from small neighbor called Finland. And there are definitely something, but it's also other way around. Finland can learn from Russia and from this ecosystem elements. And I would say that it's kind of an experiment of how this kind of cooperation can happen. And extremely important issue is that today the fights and the battles, so to say, is not between countries. It's not whether Finland is better or Russia is better or Germany is better. It's more like regions. USA is big in this area, Asia is big, and to me, Russia, most of the Russian cities belongs to the Europe. So it's also how do we develop the trade, business, and the whole ecosystem for Europe. And of course, Finland is just behind the border and is also a very nice place to be.
That's true. And what would you wish to the participants of the Open Innovations Forum?
To be very active, being even provocative. To me, the word open means that there is an open debate. People are preparing with the questions, even provocative questions, not only because of provocation, but because of having a fruitful dialogue. So that's the whole thing. That is the open for me.
The other important part of the forum is connected to young people and the youth program. What would you wish to those who are just on their very beginning, on their start, and to those who are young and active and looking forward to do their business?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was always commented to be a young leader. Now I'm in the old senior category. These young talents, wherever they are coming from, they have an energy. They want to do things. They want to change things. They want to develop things. And it's not only young and old kind of fighting like in history. It is the question how the young talents can learn from the more experienced, but also how more experienced bosses can understand what the young talent is thinking. So same way, interaction. All the youth forum members should be extremely active and the question, and if they don't understand, ask. Be very curious. I think the curiosity is the most important thing what any young or old talent can have. And unfortunately, when you get older, your curiosity goes a little bit down, but the best talents are those who are still curious when they are 85.
So thank you so much and hope to see you during the forum.
I think we will definitely see you.